The Red Hot Breakfast here on Hot 87.7. The heat is on. Now, as you know, on Wednesday this week, Standard Chartered and First National Bank, FNB, entered into an agreement for the sale of Standard Chartered Zambia's wealth and retail banking, WRB, business portfolio in Zambia. This strategic move marks a significant development in the financial landscape of the region, promising to bring about new opportunities and benefits for customers, employees, and stakeholders. Joining us today to discuss this landmark transaction is the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank Zambia, Mr. Sonny Zulu, who is in studio to provide insights into the strategic rationale behind the sale.
For years. So the 2024 announcement is something that we started somewhere around 2022. Soon after we announced the other one, we are looking at, our next chapter, and we started working on that in the background, and then we made the announcement. So with this current announcement, where we, announced the agreement between ourselves and FNB, there was work that was being done in the background. From November, there was, the bidding process that was happening. And I must, express a lot of gratitude that there was a lot of interest in this business. A lot of bidders came up. And the selection process was not easy. In fact, I was saying internally and probably externally as well that we were selling and buying at the same time. Because we were selling our wealth and retail banking business, but we are also buying into the propositions from the bidders that came. Because the bidders were all presenting to us. They were all coming in to say, this is what we'll do for your customers, this is what we'll do for your staff. And we had to do a selection, from all the different bidders that we had. So we are committed to Africa. Just for you to know, Standard Chartered Bank, over the last 5 years, we have invested over $300 million in technology platforms in Africa. Our assets under management in wealth, they have grown from 1.7 billion to about $4 billion. For financing, we have financed over $4 billion. All of this is in Africa, in infrastructure projects, sustainable projects, and national development. So the bank is very committed to Africa.
Okay, so Sonny, let's speak about something that most of the people were talking about, and these are your clients. Obviously, there are a lot of questions that arise after such an acquisition. So what happens? What does this mean for your wealth and retail banking clients?
Great. So immediately, I would say for the clients, no action is expected from them. It's just for clients, just keep calm. Because like I said, we announced the intention to sell in November 2024. And I must again thank our clients. What we have seen, PZ, over this period is that after the announcement, the balance sheet has actually grown. So I'm so grateful. We still have a lot of clients that are opening accounts. So that is, again, we are so grateful. Because, look, Standard Chartered Bank is a very strong brand. So Standard Chartered Bank, will ensure that the clients are taken care of, the staff are taken care of. So for now, the only reason we announce this now is for regulatory purposes. Because we're a listed entity, and the moment we sign the business sale agreement, by the listing rules, that is a price sensitive development. We need to make the public know because we are listed. And it's something that even though the actual migration is still a long way to go before it happens. So we still have maybe even up to 9 months, probably even 12 months before we complete the migration. For now, everything continues business as usual. So things are happening in the background, but for for our clients, there is no action expected from them at this stage. We just notified them to say this is what has happened, and we'll continue in terms of ensuring that they're receiving the best service. They continue with the products. If we are running campaigns, the campaigns will continue. The RMs will still be there. Everything continues as a business as usual. In terms of expectations, like I said, just continue BAU. But when you look forward in the medium term to long term, what does this mean for our clients? They're going to have the best of both worlds. Standard Chartered Bank is a very strong brand. We are very big on technology. We are very big on client service. We are big in many ways, and we were very careful in selecting who the buyer was going to be. And FNB is a good brand, it's a strong brand, and there's a lot of alignment between ourselves and FNB. But more importantly, they are also doing a lot of many other things that we are not doing, and we are doing a lot of many other things that they are not doing. And imagine as a client having the best of both worlds. What makes institutions is actually not even the logo, it's not even the systems, it's the people. And in this transaction, the people that have been running our wealth and retail banking business, they are going to be transferred together with the business to FNB. So our clients are still going to have the same people that we are serving them, but with a combination of FNB. So this is going to be a very great force to reckon with.
All right. What about your corporate and investment banking clients?
So from our corporate and investment banking clients, this is exciting for them as well, because what this will do now is because Standard Chartered Bank is still here, so the bank is still here, the bank is not going away, and like I said at the beginning, concentrating our efforts in areas where we are able to offer the most distinctive client proposition, and that is our client and investment banking business. We should expect to see more investment in that area. We should expect to see more innovation in that area. We should expect to see more growth in that area, because even the capital that we have, for now, the capital that we have has been, was being allocated to support both the wealth and retail banking business and the CIB business. But now, all that will be concentrated on the CIB business. So with our corporate investment banking business customers, be assured that the bank will continue to serve you. And our intention is to ensure that this whole process, including the transition, is completely seamless. So we do not expect clients to start running around, filling out forms. This is both, retail and corporate. We will be doing the hard work in the background. For our clients, just remain calm. Just be assured that everything will continue, and probably we can only say that you should expect to continue with the same or even better service out of this transaction.
Well, Sonny, you touched on what will happen with your employees a little bit with them transferring, but just expand on it, because obviously there are those questions when a sale happens. Are there some that are going to be out of their jobs, or is it all of them that are being transferred?
So when we started this journey, we were very clear from the very beginning that in terms of the choice of the buyer, and it's part of the conditions that we put on the table, we wanted to ensure that we have a buyer that was going to take care of our clients, a buyer that was going to take care of our staff, and more importantly, we also wanted to ensure that this transaction makes business sense for our shareholders as well. So if I start probably with shareholders before I come back to the staff. So if you look at what we published, because again, we are a listed company, and we had to publish this information on SENS. If you look at before the transaction for our shareholders, is indicative earnings per share was 10 ingwe per share, and after the transaction, that goes to 47 ingwe for share. That is immediately after the transaction happens. But also for our shareholders, like I said, we'll be focusing more on the corporate and investment banking business, and for us is to grow that business, to take that business to the next level. We should expect even better earnings, for our shareholders. For our clients, I already covered that in terms of, what is expected. Now, coming to the staff, there are a few things that we requested for. So whoever the buyer was going to be, now in this case FNB, and that has already been done and agreed, we were very clear that our staff, each and every one of them that was impacted, was a part of the scope, part of the wealth and retail banking business, was going to be offered the job by FNB. So each and every staff. So there's nobody who is going to lose their job. Everyone is going to be offered. And in terms of the offers, it's going to be equal or even better than where they are today. So that is a great outcome for our staff. And obviously, I mean, as a responsible employer, even as they are going, in addition to everything else that is entitled to them, we are also going to thank them for having served. This is over and above. So this is like an end of service, benefit that we're going to give to them, and to say thank you so much for having served with us for this long. And there could be staff today that may decide not to cross over for whatsoever reason. They have the option. So if somebody decides for whatsoever reason to say they do not want to transfer, they will have the option in accordance with the laws in Zambia if they want to. So that's the choice. If they want to be made redundant, we cannot stop anybody from doing that. And we will ensure that we compensate them in line with what we have in the labor laws in Zambia. So our staff are well taken care of, but more importantly, it's also around ensuring that we are communicating with them, we are talking to them, they are very, very clear. So our staff are very well informed about this transaction. In fact, today it's me who is here. Guess what? If you came in and picked any one of our staff and brought them here, they'll be saying exactly what I'm saying today.
Say the same thing. But some people are concerned. Is today the last time we'll have the Stand Chart quiz based on the sale that you've done? So many questions asked. We're tagged so many times. Yes, and I.
What does this mean? What does this mean? Like, let's pay attention to the announcement. What does this mean?
Look, Standard Chartered Bank is not going anywhere. So I think that's something that all of us need to know. Standard Chartered Bank has been here for 120 years, and our intention is to continue being here for another 120 years. So the bank is still here. So you will still see the Standard Chartered Bank brand in the market. We will still, continue to do what we have been doing, and we have no intention of, stopping the quiz. Having said that, again, I'll say that businesses, continue to review. So the more engagements that we see, it's a business decision. Just like, I'll give you another very, very interesting one. It's the sphere on the Addis Ababa roundabout.
People were asking about the sphere. So many questions people had there.
Yeah, but most importantly, look, I think there are a few things that I want to point out here. This transaction, as much as we have announced it, it's part of the process to announce after signing the BSA. But as we have said in the announcement, it is still subject to regulatory approvals. And the regulatory approvals, there are quite a number of them. We also have to go to our shareholders. So we will be calling for an extraordinary general meeting where the shareholders will come in, we'll explain to them, and they'll have to approve that decision on the transaction itself. If the shareholders do not approve, we do not proceed, but we will be able to explain. And after we get the approval from the shareholders, we have other regulators as well. We have got the Securities and Exchange Commission, we've got the central bank themselves, and we have many other stakeholders like the Competition and Consumer Protection in this case, because we are dealing with regional transaction. COMESA comes in as well. So we have to go through that process of approvals. And it's also very important to note that there will be a joint transition management team that is going to be put together. That is between ourselves and FNB, and we'll be working together through this. So there are a few things that may remain unknown at this stage, but we'll work them out together. So jointly, we are accountable to our clients. Jointly, we are accountable to our staff. You will see some interviews that probably will be handling them together because, we have a joint accountability to all our stakeholders.
Okay. If you just tuned in, we have the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank Zambia, Mr. Sonny Zulu. He's here to tell us about that agreement that's been signed between Standard Chartered Bank Zambia and First National Bank, that's FNB, to sell its wealth and retail banking business. Stay tuned. We'll continue our conversation with Sonny right after the headlines.
Something 120 grams of sugar is better. Easy is always ahead. Easy got the most flavors. Easy is always ahead. This pork can be heard. Easy just got easy and back. Easy just got easy just got easy and back. Easy just got easy cheaper.
Easy noodles just got bigger. Now available in 120 grams.
Truck owners and operators, this October, keep your fleet running strong and save big with automotive equipment. From the 1st to the 31st of October, get 20% off on all Volvo, Scania, Freightliner, and Mercedes-Benz spares at our head office on Great North Road. It's the perfect time to stock up and keep your business moving because downtime costs money. WhatsApp us now on 0978 842 560. Automotive equipment, because you deserve quality.
The news headlines every second hour
Are sponsored by Swan Insurance Zambia.
For you, for them, for life. Swan, for life.
The Drug Enforcement Commission says investigations into the pilferage of medicines from the Ministry of Health have continued, with law enforcement agencies currently actively pursuing suspects. The Grain Traders Association of Zambia says the sharp appreciation of the kwacha against major convertible currencies has led to a reduction in the demand for maize and mealie meal exports to the Democratic Republic of Congo. Democratic Union President Akim Jovu has urged the government to issue a statement confirming the safety of Zambians conducting business in Tanzania following reports that 2 Zambians and a Tanzanian were shot by police in the Tunduma Nakonde area amidst election-related protests. The Trump administration will limit the number of refugees admitted to the U.S. to 7,500 over the next year and give priority to white South Africans. And the Zambia Under-17 boys national team has wrapped up their training camp in Dubai on a high note, securing victories in both of the friendly matches.
The heat is on.
My son just moved to the UK and I need to send him some money. Any idea how?
That's easy. Use EcoBank's international transfers. You can send foreign currency directly from your account to his. Safe and secure.
That sounds perfect. No stress, no delays.
Exactly. Just use the EcoBank mobile app or visit an EcoBank branch and send money to any country worldwide. Send money abroad conveniently with EcoBank international transfers. EcoBank, a better way to bank without borders.
Grandma and Grandpa.
Yes?
What has kept our family looking good for all these years?
Well, my grandchildren, let me ask you, what so leaves you feeling clean and so confident?
What nourishes your skin with multivitamins.
I know.
Protects you from all the germs and leaves you feeling fresh.
What's up always leaves you smiling with skincare benefits. Well,
For a healthy family.
Experience peace of mind with Swan Insurance Zambia. At Swan, we believe in more than just policies. We believe in fostering lasting relationships, delivering personalized service, and standing by you when you need us most. With world-class insurance policies known for exceptional claims payment and risk management ranging from property, motor, accident, and miscellaneous classes to marine, agriculture, and engineering cover for your business, to home, travel, and personal accident insurance for individuals. Trust Swan Insurance to protect what matters most to you. Contact us today at 0957 673 070 or visit any of our offices in Lusaka, Kitwe, Chingola, and Livingston. Follow us on social media at Swan Insurance Zambia or visit our website swanforlife.co.zm for more information.
For you, for them, for life. Swan for life.
Where do you go when you're looking for peace?
I love you.
I love you. Love. Good food.
Panda, one chicken and chips.
Safety. Assurance when you want your money to be safe. Home. Home is where peace is. Home is where security is. That home is NatSave. NatSave, your bank.
Do you remember your favorite meal growing up? Maybe it's your mom's fried fish or eggs on toast before school. Simple, comforting, unforgettable. With Nola mayonnaise, you can bring back those flavors and remix them your way. Try it on spicy egg sandwiches, in creamy coleslaw, or to upgrade your leftover nshima into something new. Nola brings tradition and today together in every delicious bite. Nola mayonnaise. Inspire great food.
Attention gamers and creators. Ready to level up? Fast Mobile is your headquarters. We have PS5 and Xbox consoles, plus all the games and controllers you need. For creators, find professional cameras, mics, and tripods to fuel your hustle. But that's not all. Get the latest phones like iPhone, Samsung, Tecno, and more. Find accessories, laptops, and travel bags all in one spot. Find us at Shop A75 on Freedom Way, Shop 6 on Chipperumba Road, and Shop 113C at East Park Mall. Call or WhatsApp 0779 333 503. Fast Mobile Centre for today's best technology.
The Red Hot Breakfast. Breakfast is brought to you by Standard Chartered Bank. Here for good.
Are you tired of complex financial platforms that leave you overwhelmed? Say goodbye to the hassle and hello to Standard Chartered Bank's Straight to Bank. Our user-friendly interface puts you in control. No more headaches, just simplicity and ease. Imagine the convenience of access 24/7, 365 days a year. Accountability is key, and our system provides an impeccable audit trail, putting you firmly in charge. No more guessing games, just transparency at your fingertips. We take pride in giving you a service that's unmatched, efficient, and secure. You can be rest assured that your transactions are backed by best-in-class safety measures. Whether you're making local transactions or handling global payments, Straight to Bank has you covered. Fast, secure, and efficient. That's the Straight to Bank promise by Standard Chartered Bank. Experience the future of financial management. Try Straight to Bank today. To open a business banking account, call 5247 and a business banking relationship manager will call you back. Alternatively, email us zmbusiness.banking@sc.com. or visit www.sc.com. Standard Chartered Bank. Here for good.
Red Hot Breakfast. Here for good.
All right, the Red Hot Breakfast here on Hot 87.7. The show is powered by Standard Chartered Bank. And glad to say that we have the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank Zambia, Mr. Sonny Zulu, who's here to talk to us about that deal signed between Standard Chartered Bank and FNB to sell its wealth and retail banking business. So let's continue our conversation, Sonny. We've talked about employees and different sections of clients. But how will you ensure clients are looked after throughout this process, this sale that you're doing?
Yeah, so one of the things that we'll ensure that we do is to ensure that our clients are kept informed. So immediately the announcement was made, we reached out to all our clients, and most of them, we reached them out through the various communication channels, and we'll continue with this communication. One of the reasons I'm here is exactly that, not only our clients, but also the public as well. We will have more communication coming in next week, and after. We will also ensure that in terms of just the services and the products and all, like I said, right now everything continues. everything continues, and the relationship managers will be there, and we are all very, very reachable, including myself. I always say that I'm on call 24/7. So if anybody has any query, anybody wants more information, we will ensure that we are always there. But it's also very important to note that we guided by all the different regulations that we have in the market, different regulators, consumer protection. So every client can be rest assured their business is safe, their balances are safe, whether they've invested in wealth management products or just deposits or loans. And for those with loans, we'll continue to collect. So if you haven't paid your loan, we'll still be there. We'll say, hey, you know, your loan is due, you have to pay. So business continues as usual.
Interesting. Given the announcement, bank clients may be, concerned and speculate about the stability of the company. Is there an issue here?
Yeah, just to add, there's a question on Facebook that is in line with this. Calmero Mulenga, who's been with the bank for 27 years, says he's a little concerned. So, we just need a little reassurance from you.
There is absolutely no issue. This decision, which is a strategic decision, like I said when we were just starting at the very beginning, it is not a Zambia conversation. It is a strategic conversation. And I'll tell you that after we announced Botswana, Uganda, and Zambia, we have also looked at other markets as well. We also announced the sale in Sri Lanka, but it's not only the sale. So I think to put that into context, we are also entering new markets. So I had an opportunity of working in the region and in group as well. And when you're sitting at that level, you get to understand better how international organizations make strategic decisions. So you might have heard, through various, media houses or news channels, we, at the time when we were divesting from some of the markets which I announced earlier, which I mentioned earlier, we were also getting into markets, new markets like Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia is new for us, and we have gone in there. Egypt is a new market for us, and we have gone in there. Not too long ago, we announced Morocco is a new market for us, and we have gone in there. So it's business. We will continue to review. We'll continue to do that. And through these kind of decisions, if you look at it from a group level, go and check on the Standard Chartered Bank performance at a group. Even there's the performance of our share price, and you see how that has significantly transformed. We just announced our results yesterday for the quarter. Year on year, this is at group level, income has gone up 5%. We have achieved a return on tangible equity of 13%. Before, we were way below the 10% that we were targeting. Now we have gone up to 13%. For the quarter, profitability was, profit was $2 billion just for the quarter. So when you look at that performance from a group perspective, what our shareholders are telling us is that they are confident with the strategy that the bank is running. This is across, because Standard Chartered Bank is a global bank. So we don't only look at one market, we look at it everywhere else. And like I've said, for Zambia here, we are still present. So we continue with our corporate and investment banking business. And we continue to look at, more opportunities. There are certain things that we may not be able to do, and there are certain things that we'll do, and we'll do them very, very well.
Okay. There's a message from Muzinge Nampito, who's watching on Facebook. And she asks, can an investor still buy shares in Standard Chartered?
Of course. I mean, we are still listed. So right now, we have been issuing cautionary statements, and we have to do that. This is just to, any time as a listed entity, when you have developments that may be price sensitive, it is required by the listing rules that you issue cautionary statements. So we have been doing that. And also we encourage investors to seek professional, advice in terms of what can they invest now, what's the right time, and so on. But can they invest? Yes, of course, you can. Like I said, the bank will remain there and will continue updating the market. Even when we are making huge investments ourselves, we will inform the market. So, yes, the market is open. So you can still buy and sell and trade in Standard Chartered Bank shares on the stock exchange.
Okay. So when is the completion date of the transfer agreement?
Great. So we have signed. The good part, Crumbs, is that there hasn't been any pressure. So we have not been in a hurry. There hasn't been pressure to say, well, let's do this yesterday. We had to ensure that everything is being done properly. You will recall that when we announced our intention to explore the sale, we had mentioned that we anticipated this was going to take anything between 18 to 24 months. We are still within that timeline, and we are not really changing that timeline. So if you go back, to 27th November 2024, and you project an 18 to 24 months, we are still there. So we have done almost like close to 11 months or so. So we still have this transition period. We are calling it the interim period. And the idea is to ensure that the transition is seamless. So we do not want our clients, to start having different account numbers. No, the account numbers should remain exactly the same. The cards that they have now, those cards continue to work. And with the interim, a joint management team, decisions will be made, on the process of recarding, because at one point, you will not be holding the Standard Chartered Bank card anymore, even though the one that you have now is working. So whether it is at expiry or we might do a one-time card renewal, that is something that FNB will also be able to decide. But in the interim period, before completion, you continue with the same cards that you have. The account numbers, like I have to emphasize, the account numbers will not change. So one of the things that the two teams are working on is to ensure that the systems are able to accept, the systems as FNB will be able to accept exactly the same account numbers, and you continue with your business, the way that you've been doing your business. So to answer the question directly, we are looking at, on average, I would say maybe another 9 months before we actually complete the migration.
What happens to clients that already bank with FNB and they're banking with you now? What happens to those clients?
Yeah, and we have quite a number. We have quite a number that have got accounts on, on both sides. And there's a reason why they have accounts, with both banks. So, for example, let me just take, hypothetically, you have got two current accounts, one at FNB and one at Standard Chartered. When the migration happens, the one at Standard Chartered Bank will also move to FNB, and you continue to have those two accounts. So the account number, because that account number you might have given it to some of your, either it's your suppliers, or your clients, and they have to pay you in that account. They'll be paying you in the same account. You don't need to go to them and to say, I've changed my beneficiary details. No. So you had separated these accounts, they'll continue running as separate accounts.
Okay.
All right. It's the Red Hot Breakfast here on Hot 87.7. We have the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank, Mr. Sonny Zulu. He's here to tell us about that agreement to sell Standard Chartered Bank's wealth and retail banking business to FNB Zambia. Stay tuned. We'll continue our conversation with Sonny right after this.
You know what, boy? Your ad on socials was fire. Did you use dollars to boost again? What? Have you gone international now?
No, boy. I use Airtel Money Global Pay Card. All you need is your Airtel Money wallet. That's all.
Wait, you boosted your business ad and booked your client's flight with the same card?
Yes, my guy. And I paid for my entertainment subs and bought that sneaker that's been in my shopping cart. Everything handled online via Airtel Money.
From shopping and online subscriptions to travel, go global straight from your Airtel Money wallet with the Airtel Money Global Pay Card. Simply activate, load, and transact to unlock your world. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
We believe in Zambia's growth. We believe in families like the Sikotas.
Let me check with you.
Up at sunrise, ready to face each day. We believe in Mwabe, who sees a bright future in the digital world, in Masuzio's new law firm, and in Richard Tembo, ready to own his family home. Every first step counts. We believe in James Monga's growing agro dealership, in our homegrown businesses, big and small. In transportation, in construction, in mining, in manufacturing, in the energy sector, every account, every transaction, every loan, every digital service. It's the strength of every Zambian who strives to keep growing. Stanbic Bank, let's keep growing.
Kotalala konsisi la konfika bie iye na nila stilo mfika fi ukamwamo kasipu imamve kache chayamo kako kupopanga bine Yamo botolo Nilast Coca-Cola.
An essential part of every business journey is partnerships. At FNB, we offer a diverse range of trade finance solutions that ease your working capital burdens. Are you worried about financing your orders? Is your working capital tied in unpaid invoices? FNB offers purchase order finance and invoice discounting with flexible repayment plans and low interest rates. Our trade finance solutions span from purchase order finance and invoice discounting to trade loans, bank guarantees, letters of credit, and structured trade and commodity financing. We also offer credit options for SMEs for those seeking unsecured lending solutions through scored credits of up to 500,000 kwacha. Talk to us today. FNB, a licensed commercial bank. FNB, how can we help you?
This is breakfast.
Make some noise!
Red Hot Breakfast from 6 to 9 hours. The Red Hot Breakfast is brought to you by Standard Chartered Bank. Here for good.
All right, the Red Hot Breakfast here on Hot 87.7. The heat is on. Mr. Sonny Zulu is still with us. He is the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank, and we're discussing the sale of Standard Chartered Bank's wealth and retail banking business portfolio to First National Bank Zambia. So we've continued to receive submissions from people who are watching us on Facebook. We have a message from Joel Perry who's asking, what happens to people who invested in 5-year bonds? What's the response to that?
Great. So again, when I'm answering this question, I'm not only answering it, covering specifically people who have invested in 5-year bonds. I think Mr. Perry is asking on behalf of all the other clients, because there are so many, different tenures of investments. So as I mentioned earlier, we do not expect to have any disruption to our clients, including the products that they have. We should have a continuity. So if you have invested in bonds through Standard Chartered, because remember, the banks, like in this case, we manage the process. Those bonds, I believe, Mr. Piri means the ones invested, through, the Bank of Zambia or the government bonds. So what we then do, all of that will be transferred, to be managed under FNB. Your money is still with the government. So if it's a government bond, the money is with the government. So in terms of the good part about this is you are not even changing the settlement accounts. The settlement account is still the same one, because like we said, if you gave the Standard Chartered Bank account today, that Standard Chartered Bank account will move to FNB. So when your bond matures, and the instruction was that it settles onto that account, it will set onto that account. So there's no need to change anything. There's no need to move anything. And we will be engaging with our clients. We'll be having a lot of interactions just to, answer all the questions that I have. But to answer that one specifically, it will be okay. So it will just be transferred to FNB.
Okay. We also have a message from Lilato Tembo, who's asking, why has the share price dropped? And are you going to pay dividends at year end?
That's an interesting question on share price. We always remind our clients and investors, our shareholders, that share prices, they rise and fall. So for various reasons. If you're an investor, and this is now, allow me now to speak, more as in providing clients with information. If you are an investor, you have to be very clear why you are investing. Are you investing for capital gains? Are you investing for coupon payments? And how are you speculating? We discourage speculation because speculators many times are the ones that panic. When you look at share prices, right, when something has happened somewhere, the share prices sometimes will go up, sometimes will go down. If there is a war that is announced somewhere, you go and look at the Dow Jones, you see there will be some movements there, or any other stock exchange, you see that there will be some movements. So if you are there for the long term, the advice that I would give to any investor is do not panic, do not move whenever there is a movement on a share price. So if I go back, if I look at Standard Chartered Bank shares, because it's something that I monitor and I look at all the time, the time when I was coming into Zambia, 2022, the share price was somewhere around 1.72. And if I look at it year on year, that has been going up. The average in the last few months has been at about 2.73, somewhere there. So the share price over this past 3 years has actually improved significantly. But I must mention as well, there will be days when that share price might even go up. There was a time when it went up to about 3.7. And then again it drops. But over the period of time, usually what we advise investors is remain calm. Even when there is an announcement globally, the war breaks out in Russia, Ukraine, or recently there's something that happened. I think that is the Israel Palestine. There was so much impact. I'm an investor somewhere else as well in offshore, and I remember I saw my investment had gone down in one day by over 30%. And it's easy for somebody to panic and say, hey, I must sell, this might go even down further. But I hang in there, and guess what? I look at my investment today, it is actually up by 19% from where it was before that drop. So if you are there for the long run, you're there for the, remain calm. But by the end of the day, we always, encourage investors, always seek expert advice in terms of projections and look at what is being published, the market insights and so on. That also gives information in terms of, where the businesses are going. And concerning Dividends, are we paying dividends? Look, Standard Chartered Bank has got a 100% dividend policy. So what we do is to say, whatever profits that we make, we pay dividends. However, that is subject to ensuring that we have met all the regulatory requirements, and we have made, so if there are capital issues that come up, or we need to inject more capital and so on, all of that is brought into consideration. But there's no intention for us to retain profits for any reason. And but that's not the decision that I make. That's a decision that the board, comes, they review, and then we take it also to the shareholders. And the shareholders are the ones that approve. So the board would make a recommendation, but it's the shareholders themselves. When all the facts are given, then they approve or they decline to approve whatever recommendation is coming from the board.
All right, so Sonny, what are the next steps here? What are the timelines for the announced changes?
Fantastic. So in terms of the next steps, for now, our team at Standard Chartered is working very closely with the team at FNB. That joint, management or interim management team is being put together. We will be sending out a notification to our shareholders calling for the extraordinary general meeting. And after that, decision, then we will, follow up with regulatory approvals. And once we have all the regulatory approvals, then we start working on the migration process. But a lot of this will be happening in the background. So the migration process is really the tech teams looking at, and we are obviously involving the data protection commissioner as well, just to ensure that everything is done in line with regulation, in line with protecting clients' data confidentiality, and clients we will still have an option. Staff will still have an option. So, for example, we don't see any reason why. But if any client feels, for some reason I don't want to move to to FNB, they'll be given all the information and what are the options that they have. We are very, very confident that the transition and migration period will be very, very smooth. Our choice of the bidder was very, very deliberate, because we knew ourselves that if we got it wrong at that point, it was not only the buyer who was going to, have issues. We were going to have issues ourselves, because clients, we're still accountable to our clients. If this does not go well, guess what? The clients will come back to us and to say, what did you do? So we expect that, this transition, from what we have put in place, is going to be very, very smooth. And clients should, be assured that the two teams from both banks will ensure a seamless transition, a seamless integration. Our staff should also be very, very assured as well that we have every assurance they will have a safe landing, and we will continue to support them through this transition period.
Okay. Sonny, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, and all the very best, to you guys. And I'll be listening to the quiz again. It's not tomorrow. Now it's Monday.
Yeah.
And hopefully the one that goes through on Monday, let's be very kind, guys.
The last time you were quiz master to our chairman, when are you going to give him a chance to be quiz master? And you be the contestant.
I think I'm ready. Look, I think I'm ready. I'm ready. I know that everybody experiences that, right? Like when you're not the one that is on the hot seat, you actually probably answer more questions right than when you're on the hot seat. But there's, feedback, which I think we collectively need to work on, because sometimes I think our questions are probably too long, and I'm thinking, how can we make them shorter, so that somebody can have a second chance on the questions. So it's something that we will work on collectively together. Because I know some people have help in the background. I've heard some people whispering answers.
Yeah,
Yes, they have a whole team.
The whole team whispering answers.
Yeah, but all the very best to our clients, all the very best to our shareholders, and to the general public out there. I said thank you so much for having me.
All right, there we go. That's Mr. Sonny Zulu. He is the CEO and Managing Director of Standard Chartered Bank. We've been discussing the agreement between Standard Chartered Bank and FNB, where there's been a sale of the wealth and retail banking business from StanChart to FNB. And Mr. Sonny Zulu came through to discuss the deal, which promises new opportunities and benefits for customers, employees, and stakeholders, and marks a significant development in Zambia's financial landscape. Stay tuned to Hot 87.7.